Do you like jobbers from the main roster and no names from TNA? Well then, NXT might be your sort of thing. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling for your NXT 25th of June recap. Not quite a review, because guess what? We kind of watched it, we kind of didn't. But you know what? The more I look at it, when Michin's appearing 5 times and the Good Brothers 4 times, why is that worthy of a review?
It's not. Michin's on NXT, Michin's on SmackDown. Michin is everywhere, and I've had enough here. I don't want to see her anymore. That's my thoughts on that. I'm too tired of her shit to actually bury her. I just do not care for Michin.
I do not care for her, but I do care for the Good Brothers. I do not, but they did kick off the show, alright? Well, I say they kick off the show. They're in the match that kicks off the show. We've got Good Brothers, Chase University, New Catch Republic, Legado del Fantasma, Malik Blade, and Idris Enofi. So 3 out of the 5 teams in this turmoil match to become number 1 contenders for the tag titles are on the main roster. Why? Why? Well, why? And it's not like here, we're not talking, they've brought the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian down. They've brought the 3 worst fucking teams on the main roster down.
They've got this so-called working relationship with TNA. The Hardys just reunited on TNA. How cool would it have been to have seen the Hardys in this match? But of course, we don't get that. What we do get, though, is a lot of bad wrestling. A lot of botches, a lot of mistakes. Chase University win in the end. And I think this Chase University thing, it's a bit old now.
It's run its course.
They've already won the tag team titles. What's going to happen
Dare
here?
I say it's end of the semester?
End of the semester. Will we get a new season next year at school? I don't know. But I could see... We've got... not Duke Hudson. We've got the other guy. The guy that breaks necks. Forget his name.
Ridge Holland.
Ridge Holland. I mean, why is he in this? The guy's not young. He's about fucking 35, 36, 37. Is he going to turn on them? He was looking a bit shady later in the night when he got the contract, so I don't know. Will he somehow mess around here and get his name on the contract? It's a possibility. But yeah, I think Chase University would have been like the perfect faction if you wanted to try and like introduce lots of young talent at the same time, and you could have had a group of just all these youngsters or whatever, and they could have been jobbers, but I don't know, they haven't really done that. At first you had Fia Hale, she's young, and then you had Bodie, he's young, but ever since then, it's like everyone they've had, it's been old. It's like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't really care what they're doing.
I don't care what they're doing. Every faction's got a shelf life, and I feel like this has been on the shelf far too long. It is what it is. I mean, I think the only way for them to, revive it is to just promote them to the main roster, but I don't think this gimmick works on the main roster. It suits developmental.
Maybe it could have been a group that actually had graduations and people graduated from Chase U to either Raw or SmackDown. But we haven't really seen that.
No. But Chase win. Vic Joseph and Booker T then pay homage to WWE Hall of Famer Sika of the Wild Samoans. Sika and Noah, right.
I mean, all this is going to do is put Roman Reigns out for another 2 months.
Yeah.
This is probably just going to delay Roman's return. I mean, rest in peace, Sika.
But I'm not going to pretend this guy was brilliant. All right, some people, it's just the bloodline.
Well, it doesn't really matter if he's brilliant or not. Like, rest in peace.
No, but they're overhyping him, is what I'm saying. Death puts things in perspective, but you know what? It sure as hell overrates people, and that's where I'm going to leave it there. The big dog. Anyway, Dante Chen, he's backstage. He says Sika was a jobber. That's what he tells Nathan Fraser. Actually, no, wait, he didn't say that. He just talked about the corner men in tonight's Heritage Cup. I can't think of anything worse. See if Sika knew he'd die and the next wrestling show would feature a Heritage Cup match. I bet he would have survived one more day to Dynamite and then probably would have went, fuck this, I need to make SmackDown. I need to make Friday. But anyway, these two are jobbers, but Fraser wants the opportunity to become a 2-time Heritage Cup champion. Out comes Ethan Page, steals his wardrobe for Tony Soprano's fucking wardrobe. Out comes Eva Rain, it's The Rock wearing a wig. Out comes Sean Spears, out comes Trick Williams, sets up a wee tag match. Do you care for it? No, I don't care for it. I think Trick Williams is sinking. I think he's in quicksand. He's surrounded by bums.
It's one of those things where here... The road to getting the championship was pretty good, but the road since having it has been shite.
Yeah, that's pretty much it though. We then cut backstage. We got Mr. Stone and Stevie Turner debating their qualities. Then Ava walks in. Apparently they both want to become a potential assistant to her. Who really cares, man? I mean, seriously? I just don't get this. Robert Stone then calls Stevie Turner a narc. Oh, aye, because yeah, he's a narc. He's a police officer, isn't he? He's an undercover FBI agent doing this
Who
stuff.
is?
Stevie Turner.
This is how you know, guys, we didn't watch the show. Stevie Turner's a female.
Yeah, I know he is. I know it is. I watched it last night. When they were backstage in the colourful room, did I refer to him as he?
Multiple times.
My bad.
And then I said Stevie Turner's a female, and you said, I know he is. So 3 fucking times.
That's my bad. I actually did know though.
You sure?
I did.
Who is it then?
The blonde woman backstage with him.
Well, give me a bit more information. Blonde, that's like, that's a...
No, I remember.
That's a stab in the dark.
They were standing in front of the door, man. It's the multicoloured door. I was there. Well, I wasn't there.
Oh,
but
she had XY chromosomes.
That's, yeah, she's a female. She's not Nyla Rose, alright? Put it that way. Anyway, Wesley against Joe Coffey. This match, there's a big botch. Joe Coffey slips off the top rope.
Coffee break, if you ask me.
Goes for a moonsault. Somehow it turns it into an elbow drop and lands his elbow right into the trachea of Wesley. Thoughts? Why you didn't catch that bit, didn't you? You weren't watching. That's all right. So Wesley wins.
Yeah, this show is shite. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not claiming it's a review.
What sort of chromosomes does Wesley have? Or is he missing a few?
Oh, after that manoeuvre, he could be missing quite a lot. To be fair,
He could be missing again. Tony D backstage. Well, right, this needs to get called up, man. This guy's sinking as well. See everybody in NXT that was like great like 6 months to a year ago. They're done.
but that's the NXT. I don't think it should have longevity. I don't think you should. See, if you're good, then I don't think you should be getting a 3-4 run in NXT. A 3-4 year run.
No, I agree.
I think the people that are stuck in NXT for 3 or 4 years are people that probably aren't going to make it to the top of the card. I think that's just the way it is. Like, if you are making an impact on development, then you should be getting promoted to Raw or SmackDown sooner rather than later. Now, I'm not saying do it within the first year, but I would say once you've been in NXT for 2 years, it is probably time to get called up. And I don't want to hear about, age this, age that. Look at the amount of fucking bums that you've got on the main roster. People that are well into their 30s and 40s. Why keep them around? Why not just release them and give the new crop for NXT a chance? Oh, we can't call them up. The main roster's oversaturated. Oversaturated with shite.
We've seen this years ago, though, when people who were actually known, like in TNA or something, they just kept them in NXT for far too long.
Like, Triple H brought back Michin, he brought back that Emma person, he brought back Tegan Knox. See, instead of wasting 3 spots on that, there's only 3 I can think of, but I'm sure there's more. See, instead of wasting 3 spots on them, why not just call up 3 the women that have been on NXT for a while? Like, I don't get it.
But see, I just think
like JC Jane's been on NXT for a while, Gigi Dolan's been on NXT for a while, Cora Jade's been on NXT for a while. Even Fia Hale probably feels like she's been on NXT for about 2 years now. So why not just call these people up? Like, what is the fucking point? Because when you look at NXT, it feels like you've had this new batch of wrestlers come in over the past, 6 months, over the past year. And you've just got, different sort of errors now. And it's like, I think someone like a Cora Jade's getting passed by. Same with a Gigi Dolan. They're beginning to get to the age now where they're getting older. They're mid-20s and they've already been on NXT now for 3-4 years. So you're thinking, right, well, surely if they're any good, they would have been called up by now.
No, you're right, and I think that's just the problem with NXT. But again, it's like you see these people that do get called up, and they're not utilised. And you always hear about how Triple H is cooking. Look at somebody like LA Knight, man, right? And among others, Carmelo Hayes. Why can't they get pushed straight away when they're on the main roster? It's like Braun Breaker as well. It's like look how long they actually kept Braun Breaker shackled to NXT.
I think they kept Braun Breaker at least a year. At least.
And you could argue 2 years.
I would say so. See, once he lost the belt, what was the... See NXT, I see if you're a top main eventer, if you've got potential to go far, you shouldn't really be a 3 or 4 time NXT champion.
I am convinced.
See the people that have got potential. See a Carmelo Hayes, a Braun Breaker. I think they should be one and done as NXT champ.
No, I agree.
Especially in WWE now, we get long title reigns.
I am convinced, though, right, that I am convinced that the Rick Steiner comments about Giselle, I think that's what's fucked him.
I think that as well.
Because no one else has been like held back. I mean, yeah, Carmel Hayes probably should get called up months ago, but then he actually had the feud with Trick Williams. Braun Breaker was doing nothing for a good year.
What I didn't like about Carmelo Hayes was they didn't officially call him up, but they had him wrestling on both shows. It was almost like, here, we'll put you on SmackDown, but we're still going to keep you on NXT to give you a closure or whatever, to give you a send-off. I think once you win it, but you should be gone. Like,
no, I totally agree, but I think we've spent a lot of time talking about Trick Williams and co here. But
like Mandy Rose, for example, see when she did lose the belt, see if she wasn't leaving to go and sell her body online and make a lot more money than she was getting in NXT. See when she eventually lost the belt, was she just going to stick around in NXT and spend another 6 months to a year to try and win it back?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, I mean, what was the plan? It's like Baron Corbin, at least he's back up in the main. Apparently Natalia's deleted all WWE references from her thing. Hopefully that is, because I don't want to see her doing fucking NXT.
Like, even when WWE had ECW and they brought it back as a third brand, right? Yeah, there's some people that you don't really see doing anything, and you're thinking, right, that they're probably ECW for life. But see a CM Punk, see once he comes up through the ranks, see once he wins the ECW championship, see when he loses it, is it not really time to move him to Raw or SmackDown? Rather than having him spend the next 2 years in NXT, ECW feuding to try and get the belt back?
No, I totally agree with that. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. But let's move on to something better, which is the Heritage Cup. I would argue it's not better. I wouldn't even argue. I would boldly fucking claim, I'd stamp everything my life's worth that it's not better.
This just seems like a bad TNA idea.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this Heritage Cup gets defended on TNA within the next 2 months.
Tony D against Nathan Fraser. They try and book it like a boxing match. What's the fucking difference between this and a match, but it's just got individual rounds?
No, it annoys me. You've got this, right? You've got the underground thing. Why can't we just have a brawl for all?
Yep.
See if you're going to have a fake real fight, why not just have a real fight?
It's ridiculous though, because Tony D gets pinned within like 30 seconds of the first round, and it's like, well, if this was a normal match, it would last about 10 minutes more. So why would I don't care about Tony D.
Yeah,
wins.
like it's flawed. Like how come in the Heritage Cup and how come in WWE speed wrestlers just happen to lose a lot easier than they do when they're on Raw or SmackDown or a normal match on NXT?
It makes no frickin' sense. Right, Roxanne Perez taking on Carmen Petrovic after Tony D's victory 2-1. Roxanne Perez wins. Yeah. And then pretty much we have Lola Fice coming out, attacks Perez, takes the title. So is Lola Fice, Roxanne Perez the next feud? Is that the story?
I'd say that's pretty much built in, aye.
As long as it's just steers clear of Shayna. Wait, again, Shayna Baszler, 2-show person. I'll call her person, because I'm not quite sure the gender there, but...
You know what's annoying though? Like, all the people they currently have doing multiple shows right now, they all suck. It's like... It's not like they give you somebody good in 2 shows.
I know. No, that is the worst thing about
but
it.
But again, it's like the brand split's dead. Yo, no, I don't get though. See when the people in NXT got called up to Raw or SmackDown, it was supposed to feel like a big deal. Oh man, you've got the call up. But how's that a big deal when we've seen since the draft, people like Michin and Natalia and the Good Brothers and all those people, they can have both shows anyway. So you're looking at it and you're thinking, well, hold on here. Why was it a big deal for, let's say, Ilya Dragunov to get called up to Raw and be a member of the Raw roster if he could have just wrestled on both brands anyway? Because that's what half these other people are doing.
Yeah, no, that is it though.
Because I don't recall any free agent status. I don't... And also, it's like, they see the free agent status, it was a load of pish. See when they awarded it to Brock, they gave it to Brock as if it was a good thing.
Yeah.
See when they gave it to everybody else, they handed it to them as if, you're shite and you're not deserving of a home, but you can be used sporadically throughout any show. Like, how can you have the same type of deal, but when one guy's got it, you pretend it's because he's a massive star so he can show up wherever, but when the other ones have got it, it's like, you can also show up for whatever, but it's because nobody really wants you.
They didn't do that in 02 with Austin, didn't they not? Austin was the only guy.
Yeah, but imagine if they also gave that deal to like a...
D'Lo.
Aye, so he could go on both shows to job it. It's like, how can D'Lo Brown be getting the same offer as Stone Cold?
Doesn't make any sense, right? Damien Kemp defeats Tavarian Heights. Sounds like a... what do you call them?
No, Damien Kemp lost it to Varian Heights.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He actually did, aye.
Well, that's not according to Wrestle Headlines.
Well, they've got it wrong.
They've got it wrong?
Aye.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Ah, you're right, actually.
No, I know I'm right.
No, I know you're right, 'cause it says here he did,
this,
but then it says Kemp wins.
If Tavian wins, he got to join this group, and why you'd want to join this group, I have no fucking idea.
Tavian Heights sounds like a skyrise block in the fucking Bronx.
Where do you live, mate? I live in Tavian Heights.
Fucking job squad. Nathan Fraser, he's dejected about losing the Heritage Cup. Anyway, let's move on.
I'm dejected about talking about this. We're almost at the end.
There's like 2 more matches. We've got Sol Ruka
Are
defeating
people really watching this?
Ariana
Thinking
Grace.
Triple H is cooking like it.
Seeing NXT North American Women's Championship, what is that?
They've killed it.
That's fucking rank.
I mean, the NXT did not need a secondary women's title, and then you've got all these other women and all these fucking numbnuts wrestling fans, and they are begging for WWE to bring out a women's intercontinental and a women. That'll kill it. That will kill wrestling. If it isn't already dead, that will put the nail in the coffin. I mean, you got these 5-match premium live events. Look at the tag team titles. Split them up at WrestleMania. Oh, we're going to make them. Oh, they're going to be specific show branded here. And not one set of the tag team Raw or SmackDown titles has been on a premium live event since WrestleMania. So much for feeling like a big deal.
No, I know.
Jobber belts. And see if they make Intercontinental Women's and Intercontinental US titles. Not only will they be jobber belts, but they'll devalue the main belts as well. Not Bailey and stuff. Cole haven't done a good enough job.
And they will not have a month. And they will not have a chance in hell of getting on a fucking pay-per-view, by the way.
No, they won't. And then they'll you know what I mean? Is that what it is? Oh, it's just another. Let's add more fake belts to keep people happy.
Sol Ruka wins though, right? Main event time.
No, if you're not good enough for the main belt, then that's your problem.
Trick Williams against Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears actually wins via pinfall. That is absolutely terrifying.
It's almost like they just don't want to put any new women into the main event, so they just want to create a mid-card title for them.
Trick Williams against Javon Evans, Ethan Page, and Shawn Spears at Heatwave.
Before we talk about that, who would be in contention to win these mid-card women titles? What kind of wrestlers? Who for SmackDown is competing for that? Are you going to give it to like a Tiffany Stratton? Because in my opinion, that's a fucking waste. She should be competing for the actual women's championship.
And I think that's the problem you've got with the women. The roster isn't quite big enough to have a mid-card belt, but it's like they normally take turns to win the world title. Now they'd be taking turns like, well, they're feuding for the world title, so you're going to win the mid-card belt. See
if they brought those mid-card titles out, Charlotte Flair would have a title 24/7, 365.
Yeah. And that's it.
Well, here, see whenever a woman loses a belt, they can't keep her relevant. Maybe that's their plan. Here, see instead of somebody losing the title then disappearing for taking 6 months off, we'll just have them lose the women's title and then they'll win the women's US title. It's lame.
It's lame. Anyway, Shawn Spears wins via pinfall, but then it's announced him, Ethan Page, Javon Evans against Trick Williams. Did they realise that 2 black guys wasn't enough? Racism here from D-Generation X. So they've added Ethan Page and Shawn Spears to the match at Heatwave.
Oh, hold on. See, when I seen that match, I thought that's a disaster.
Why? Because him taking on Shawn Spears is fucking brilliant.
Off, man. Here, see if you're going to have a shite match, at least make it a multi-man shite match. So you don't think a fatal 4-way with those two is more appealing than
No, it is, but I'm talking about a one-on-one match with any selection of the 3.
Well, I think at least with a fatal 4-way match, you know what I mean, you're adding an extra couple of bodies in there, so...
Alright, anyway, we can't rate this show because it's shite, but I hate NXT these days.
I didn't really watch it. It was on in the background, but at least I knew who won the matches, so give me credit for that.
Yeah, I didn't know the botches though, did you?
I did know the botches, aye. Considering I rewinded it about 10 times to see the guy land his neck.
You didn't know the Gallus one?
I didn't know that one, no.
I did know that.
I guess the Gallus boys ain't on top.
Anyway, Michin's on the thumbnail, so you can enjoy that.
I'm sick of Michin on the thumbnail. Right, guys, not quite a 0 out of 10. We'll just give it an NA, non-rating, because we didn't really fully watch it, but yeah, there was nothing cooking on this.
Nothing cooking. Till next time. Peace.